Yo, yicka, yo, yicka, yay. I'm gonna go in and have a partay.
Welcome back to Starbound. Number 19.
Welcome back to the Starbound podcast. It is episode 19. We gotta do something special for episode 20.
I know, we should. We should do like a special event or something.
Special event.
Anyway, I was talking about emotion.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So, like, I feel like emotion, a lot of people have it. I mean, actually, everybody
emotion
has.
What do you mean by emotion?
Well, I feel like everybody has pretty intense emotions, but people are afraid to express their emotions. I don't think there's actually many people that have, like, low-key emotions. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you and disagree with you. Does that make sense? I agree with you in the sense that, like, I feel like every living thing has emotions. It's kind of it's hardwired into the way our brains and chemicals, it all functions.
Yeah.
But I do feel like everyone expresses their emotions differently.
For sure.
So what may seem like low key for one person is a big thing for another person.
Right.
So I do feel like people are out there that like have like low key emotions in a sense, but it's not because it's actually low key. That's just how they express it.
But I feel like a lot of people try to like repress their emotions and just be like and tell
especially
themselves,
amongst men, we always do that.
Like we try to like gaslight ourselves into being like this emotion doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But it's kind of refreshing to be able to just speak freely with emotion, and that's what we've been doing for the past like week.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Basically, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of that. I mean, to be a creative, which is why, like, I understand why people say creatives are crazy, and I don't hate when creatives are super crazy.
Right.
Because creatives are willing to put their emotions on the line and feel something to make something out of it.
I agree,
Yeah, we've been deep in our creative bag.
You kind of have to
with our emotions. Exactly.
And you kind of have to be vulnerable. Like we talked about this in the last episode, like being vulnerable. But you have to be. There's always some things that you feel like cross a line. There's like a little too much to say or this or that. Mm-hmm. But that's like the most human part of all of us. So sometimes you just got to go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Just gotta go.
Best songs
don't hold back.
Are ones that are just like that emotion that you can like relate to and stuff like that.
The best songs I feel like are like the most rawest in intention.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they felt something and they put it on there.
Do you have like one that's coming to mind?
That's just rawest with intention.
Yeah.
A song?
Yeah.
I connect with a lot. Yes. I don't know if it's called I showed it to you earlier this week, but the beginning is the end is the beginning, or the end is the beginning
that's like
is
Tame
the
Impala,
end.
right?
It's not Tame Impala. It's
I'm thinking of like New Old Person Same Old Mistakes.
New Person Same Old Mistakes is also good.
It's like a similar saying.
A lot of bands do this, where it's just like just a whole phrase, you know?
There's a Strokes one called "Call It Fake, Call It Karma." Oh, is that what you're talking about?
No, it's the group is Smashed Pumpkins. I believe.
Oh, Smashed Pumpkins.
It's the song is called "The Beginning Is the End Is the Beginning," or "The End Is the Beginning Is the End." I don't remember which is the actual title, but it was the song used for the trailer for Watchmen.
Oh, I don't. Wait, how did you remember the Watchmen trailer? That must have been years ago.
Yes, I watched it with
the movie.
I remember watching because I bought the DVD. This is way back when people would buy DVDs for movies, right?
Yeah.
So we bought a different movie, and they would play the trailer for Watchmen, and me and my mom like would watch like the trailer together.
Oh,
and I'd be like, "Yo, like the song is so sick," and my mom would be like yeah, like because she loved the Watchmen trailer too.
Oh snap!
She quotes it. We just quoted last time I was in Maryland. Is that gonna be a problem?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay,
checking. It's still recording.
Anyway, but yeah, so that song is like is it called "The Beginning Is the End"?
I found it. It's called "The Beginning Is the End Is the Beginning" by the Smashed Pumpkins.
Smashed Pumpkins.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite songs ever.
Oh shit.
Because it's so.
Can you sing
It's the feeling of despair that there is truly no hope in this world, and it's like in its like rawest form of that, and like because not only do they sing it like that,
oh dang,
the song it sounds like despair.
Does it remind you? Do you relate to it as far as your new album goes at all?
Do I relate to it? At times, I think to a lesser extent, I'm actually a pretty hopeful, optimistic person, so I don't normally feel like there's completely like no hope and despair. But it's just such a raw emotion. I do feel like I take parts of it because there are moments in Leaving Saturn where, it's a story, so the character kind of has these points of despair, and you'll feel very similar sounds to I think this song.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm definitely gonna listen to it after this episode. Everybody else should listen to it too.
I highly recommend. I'll at them, bro. Like they're a cool band.
I feel like I've heard another one. I feel like I've heard another one of theirs.
They probably have a couple more hits out there.
What's their big song? The Smash.
I'm not sure what their biggest song is, but I remember back in like 2008. It must have been like early. When Watchmen come out? It was 2008, right? Maybe I'm tripping.
I think it was 2008, but I cannot remember.
It was like early 2010s, not even like the teen years either, like 13, 14, 15. It wasn't even then.
Oh, the Tonight song. That's them.
Tonight.
Yeah, wait, I
Can
swear.
you sing it for me?
No, I can't actually, but I feel like I know that song because that title's like...
It's familiar?
Tonight.
Yeah, but like that song gets to me, man. I really like it. Just like the way it's just like there's nothing left. Like people think they're all good and shit, but they're not. I don't know. It's dark, but like I don't know if I've talked about it on this podcast as of yet, but like when it comes to creativity, I lean towards like darkness and like
I'm
kind of an emo creative.
I also don't think this is the same tonight that I was thinking of.
Oh, there's two tonights.
Maybe I'll check it out.
I mean, there's many nights that could be tonight. You never know.
Yeah, I think you lean though into that too, into the sort of, icy frosts. Yeah,
that's unreleased by the way, so you can't tell anybody about that.
I wasn't telling anybody about it. I was hinting to you, and you just like said something.
Oh, never mind.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever
that's on you.
Yeah, it's cold, frozen tundras.
I was dropping a like low key breadcrumb, and then you just like.
Okay, but the breadcrumb could have been like if someone had known. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somebody. But that was the point. Is like
that's the dangerous thing about being creative and like hearing your own shit. You never know like who knows what.
I know.
Like, is this out? Is it not out? I just had there's someone else like not this past week, but it was a while ago where someone was like, "Tell me about this song or something," and it was like, "Oh, cool, what's the song?" But it's unreleased, so it's like you can't have it.
Right. Yeah, so. Especially for Leaving Saturn, because we already said this last time, but it's very sequential. It's very like...
It's very sequential, and I try not to reveal too much about it because I mean I'd love to show everyone like the biggest songs or my favorite songs off of the project.
Yeah,
but I feel like you're not gonna fully understand it unless you heard it in order of track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So, once it releases, then I will give more about like particular songs and tracks and everything. Definitely. I just want to keep it. I want to keep people on the journey. I want to show people Act 3 when they haven't even seen Act 1 or 2.
I'm keeping this this one song too that we've been cooking kind of low key until the drop.
Yes.
Like
this particular song.
Usually I would have sent it out around a little bit more, I think, but this one I kind of want. I feel like it's I feel like people aren't ready. I feel like it's gonna be quite the drop. I'm excited.
That's the thing about art. There's two, and Virgil Abloh, who was this amazing fashion, not even just fashion, just a creative that passed away recently. He said a quote about like. You could take a garbage can or whatever, right? And what makes an art is not how you dress the trash can, it's how you dress the room that the trash can is in.
Yeah.
Which is saying presentation of the art is like just as important or even more important than the art itself.
Dude, I've been thinking of everything like that recently. Like I just realized like you might as well just have like the best lighting in your apartment, like the most like vibey lighting as possible. So, like, I'll go to, like, each room or something, especially if it's, like, nighttime, and I'll be like, ooh, like, this light, nah, it's too harsh. And I'll, like, turn that light off. But, ooh, yeah, this light's cool. That's cool. And, like, it just
think about it. It creates a mood.
Treat your senses. You know what I'm saying?
Treat your senses.
So, it's like...
That's why I have colored bulbs. I want to, treat my senses. Whatever I want to feel or see, I'll feel it and see it.
No, it's epic, And... Oh, we should... I want to say
Halloween,
this?
man.
Should I give a sneak peek...
They're sneaky of what? Of which? Of
I
what?
I was gonna not an actual sneak peek, but I was gonna say of the thing that we were cooking the other day.
The other day.
The thing that we were cooking the other day.
Which one? Let me see. Oh, that? Yeah. Oh, give a sneaky?
I don't know if I should.
It's up to you on how you want it to be presented, but just keep in mind, whatever you give people, that's the information they will already have going into something else.
We'll keep it a secret for now. I'm sorry to tease.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad, but it's like I know on this podcast we're supposed to be sharing everything, but like part of the art is how you present.
True.
So it is important to keep some things secret and wait and keep things shocking or surprising. Or
I agree. I can't wait to talk about it after it drops. Mine will be dropping, like I said, mid-February. And Sean's will be dropping... Do you have the drop date? Do you want to... Have you announced it?
Not yet. No, I haven't dropped. I haven't announced it yet, but it will be announced very soon.
Okay.
Within the week.
Yes, that's another thing.
The announcement's coming. I can't even announce the date. You see, that's how crazy that is.
Your birthday's coming up on a separate note.
My birthday is coming up on a very separate note. It is coming up this Saturday. Yeah. I believe this Saturday. So, I'm not saying give me birthday wishes, but give me birthday wishes. You feel me? Yeah. It should be fun. I don't know. Birthdays are weird.
23andMe, but you got Ancestry instead.
I did just recently get Ancestry too. So
even though you're turning 23. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time to be.
It's okay. I think Ancestry is better. I mean, actually, I don't really know if 23andMe.
Oh, those are two separate companies?
Yeah.
23andMe and
They're
Ancestry?
the two biggest ones for like collecting your like saliva or whatever. Nice. I actually don't know what 23andMe really has to offer, but I feel like more people are on Ancestry. So it's
Ancestry's like the biggest. That's the big one. That's the one with the commercials and like, oh my god, Ancestry.com. Yeah. Find out you're related to Thomas Jefferson or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Remember how I told you I saw that article that said like Edward Norton is like distantly related to like Pocahontas?
That's insane.
I know, right?
That's like, what? Absolutely freaking insane. I'm not jealous, but like
somebody's got to be related to somebody after a while.
Someone has, but it's like Edward Norton, you know? Why can't it be like a random bloke that works at like a fucking dispensary?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, Pocahontas is like my great grandma.
That is a pretty wild revelation.
Yeah, it's fucking whack. So wait, if Edward Norton ever has children, their children will also be related to Pocahontas.
Yeah. If I was Edward Norton, I'd be like, wow, now I have to like keep having kids. You know?
I feel like he has to play Pocahontas.
What?
No?
Edward Norton himself has to play Pocahontas.
We're getting the literal... You can't get closer to a role than being genetically related to Pocahontas, you feel me?
That would be a shocking one. I don't know how that would go down in
It's like you can't say that he's not meant for the role. He's literally related to her. So anyone else is worse. Literally anyone else is worse for the role than Edward Norton. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, you can't shit on Edward Norton to play Pocahontas when he's literally Pocahontas.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, dude, trust me. Like, trust me, you cannot shit on Edward Norton playing Pocahontas. Like, what argument are you going to make against Edward Norton playing Pocahontas? What argument?
I mean,
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he's literally Pocahontas.
Okay.
It's in his veins, bro. You should play Pocahontas.
That's funny. You're funny.
I'm not joking, bro.
Oh, you're funny.
Edward Norton as Pocahontas.
All right, wow.
Let's get it going.
Are you his like talent agent? Are you his talent agent now?
I should be. Damn near, bro. Let's do a live action Pocahontas movie starring Edward Norton as Pocahontas.
You're reminding me of like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Like it would be like the most ridiculous thing.
But that's different because Robert Downey isn't black.
Yeah, and okay.
Edward Norton is literally related to Pocahontas.
Barely. It's like what?
Okay, but that's still her offspring. So he is some part Poca-fucking-Hontas.
Does offspring count if it's like a grandchild? I thought offspring is just a word for like the children, the direct children.
No, I think offspring is like, or maybe it's an offshoot. Or like
offshoot.
Whatever. This is literally
the
what's the reverse version of like ancestors when you're like younger version?
Descendant.
He's a descendant of the Pocahontas. So you can get. I understand like the whole like, oh, is he Native American? First of all, he's literally Native American. But if you got any other Native American, they are less Pocahontas than he is.
Unless they're also related to Pocahontas.
Unless they are also related to Pocahontas. Okay, but the percentage wise of that is unlikely. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what the percentage is.
Finding an actress that is Native American and is related to Pocahontas.
There's always somebody.
There might be, but I'm just saying, like, you could go with someone that may or may not be related to Pocahontas, or you can go for someone that's literally related.
Well, look at Edward Norton's DNA matches,
and he's already a good actor. Yeah, and he's a little insane, but
Yeah, isn't he known to be kind of like difficult to like work with?
They call him difficult, but I think he's just passionate. I just think he's really, really passionate.
That's another way to say right. Difficult's another way to say passionate.
No, because there's two different types of difficult. There are the difficult artists that are full of themselves.
Yeah.
Egotistical, narcissistic. They want everything like nice and like they treat it well and everything. They're not willing to sacrifice for the art.
Yeah.
Those people, fuck those creatives. But there are also creatives that are just so passionate about what they're working on. They're willing to kind of like, they're willing to fight you on it.
Yeah.
And those people, I mean, yes, they are difficult to work with. They're still a fucking challenge.
Yeah.
But at least they're challenging it because they love it, not because they love themselves.
I think this is something
that's very different.
That it took us, not, I mean, we learned it, but it's like, initially, it's hard, like when you're a kid or whatever, you're not asking for critiques when you're a kid, right? And then you start making stuff when you get a little older and people start giving critiques and you're like, oh, do you not like it? And you're kind of concerned at first. But then like in college especially, you're like trained to like give critiques and take critiques. So then you're like, okay, critiques are helpful. And then sometimes as an artist, you do want to fight it. And it's okay not to take every critique. I think that's one of the things that is hard to understand at first. Like sometimes you just like, you want to either take every critique and you're like, oh my gosh, this is awful, or you're like, no, it's incredible, and you're going to take none of the critiques. When in reality, it's a balance. It's like, if you genuinely believe the critique, maybe you should take it or consider taking it, but you should never lose, like, your art form or what makes your art, and you should definitely be able to be a little stern on some things as well.
That's the thing, like, people forget that critiques are not the be-all, end-all, God-given word that it's like this is the universe saying what your art actually is.
Yeah.
It's simply someone with a particular perspective giving a particular opinion.
Exactly.
And maybe they'll try to be very objective.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll try to be very subjective.
Yeah.
It all depends, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
And you gotta factor that in, that look, this is not like God telling you that your art is crap or you need to do this or you have to do that. This is a particular person. So if your art doesn't suit that person, whatever. Or maybe it should be something to you, but you gotta factor that in.
It's tricky to draw the line between art being satisfying for you and art being satisfying for others, because sometimes you feel like your aesthetic is like different than like the majority of people or something. So you're like, so it's like, oh, what do I lean into? But there's usually a niche for your aesthetic. Like there's already people that think like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's like completely alone in their niche or whatever. And so I think it's kind of also about finding the others that think like you.
Finding your people.
And that can be scary because it like takes a lot of time to like get your thoughts out there and get your emotion and get your visions out there. But if you're a filmmaker and you get your shots and your style and your symmetry across, you're gonna find other filmmakers that have the same, liking. Like if you like Wes Anderson and his very like sort of like equal shots, or I really like Edgar Wright because he did like Baby Driver and I like love that movie.
That shit is very like on time.
It is on time. It's like on beat. It's like there's music.
I was saying the movie I feel like is on a particular rhythm.
Yes.
Like, even when the scenes with no music and they're just acting and there's just people in a room, like, I feel like even that is, like, timed to a particular tempo.
I know.
Like, the dialogue is
I feel like
quick.
That's one of my favorite movies. It might be my favorite movie.
Baby Driver's good.
It's I love that movie.
I would not call it my favorite, but it's genuinely very good.
Especially that scene where he goes to, like, get the coffee in the beginning.
The opening sequence, and here's the thing, like... I'm not saying every movie should have their best scene be the opening sequence, but like your first scene, 2 scenes, or your first sequence has to say what the movie is.
Exactly.
And that like knocked it out of the park.
Oh my gosh, he's just like walking to like the coffee shop dancing, and then there's like the lyrics on the walls behind him, like on the brick wall. It's like spray painted.
Swinging, bro.
It's awesome. Yeah. It's so good. And that's the clip that like in film classes when you had to like choose a clip to show, that's the one that I would pick.
That's the one that you choose?
Yeah. What'd you go to?
As a scene that I would pick, I mean, it depends, because I would pick different movies for different situations. I feel like, I like to use a lot of Chris Nolan stuff just because I like the way he does like dramatic shit.
Would you pick something from like The Dark Knight or something, or like Inception or something?
I try to pick something from Inception or Interstellar just because I don't want to come out with the biggest franchise ever done. You know, like everyone wants to choose the Joker scene in Dark Knight. You know, you want to be a little bit more like creative with it.
Right.
But yeah, Chris Nolan's like he's like the guy for me.
Oh, let's talk about this. So our friend. Arena. She just has a script. Yeah, I'll put it like that. She has a screenplay where you can
screenplays.
Yeah, screenplays.
More accurate.
It's just a written version of Batman Begins, and we thought it would be the most epic thing in the world. Like something Sean and I have been doing recently is we've been like connecting our AirPods so that they like share the music. I might have mentioned this last time.
Yeah.
So we were at Arena's house and we went like to like read her screenplay.
You said might have.
What?
You said might have as if we didn't do a whole sponsorship last episode.
I know, right? So what we did was we pulled out the script for Batman Begins.
Yep.
And then we connected our AirPods and we just played like the music from the movie as we read the script like out loud. So Sean was Batman and I was Gordon, and
we did the last scene where Gordon's just saying like, hey Knight, you're here, the world is different now, and then there's this Joker guy on the loose, like what's good with it? Batman's like, I'll look into it, and whoosh, just like flies off. And like, oh my god, bro.
Wasn't it the one where it's like
crying at the end of the scene?
Like, I never said thank you, and you'll never have to.
Yes, the same scene, same scene. Where he was like, I never got to tell you thank you. And he was like, "Oh, you'll never have to."
Dude, that was so.
I was actually crying by the end, like, and not just out of like a I'm laughing crying.
Yeah.
Like it was crying like, oh my
god.
I like felt what the scene was meant to be, which is like this epic feeling of like the Batman has become the Batman. I like felt it while I was reading it, and like I was crying.
Dude, what a fantastic way to get into character.
It's so good.
Like it's like I feel like I could use that as an actor. I could just like play some music in my headphones and then like read the scene.
That's the thing. Speaking of, maybe I mentioned this already, but the Batman, right? Matt Reeves was writing the script and was kind of finding a little difficulty trying to find like where the story should land.
Yeah.
And as soon as he played that one Nirvana song that's literally in the movie, Something in the Way.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie is like snapped into place for him. He's like, I know which direction this should go in.
It's wild how like one song, one idea, one like saying, one mantra can like have a big effect on a project or a vision, a theme or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like there really should be like one like solid through line in a piece of art. I feel like you can have like, you know, different ones, but like what's like the message in like one sentence that you are trying to send? You know what I'm saying? It's important for me.
I feel like music, and I'm a big music head, so for me already music in movies is so important.
Right.
But I feel like, you know how in books, there's all this narration about what the character's feeling that they're not actually saying?
Yes.
You see, in movies, you don't have that.
Yes.
You just can only see what they're literally doing.
Yes.
So what the music can do is take that paragraph of this is what the character feels internally, they're sad, whatever, and put it in song.
Yes.
So you can feel what the character's feeling through the music.
I 100% agree. And I think a lot of the times songs have like a better way of saying things like emotionally than like, I don't know, just music in general. Like I feel like sometimes when I'm even just like messing around on the piano, like I can't play anything crazy, you know, I only took like a few semesters of it, but like I can play like one or two things, and then also I can just kind of freestyle, and sometimes I'll just like freestyle and I'll just kind of go like up and down the scale and just like, you know, like I'll like go like to the lower notes if I'm like trying to get like intense, like boom, 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 boom. But then it's like you got like the optimism, and you go to like the lighter
octaves,
and I'm like, whoa, this is how like the classical music was made. Like just this like emotion,
this is how,
this, like, feeling. It's natural.
What's that one guy that does literally all the biggest hits like ever made? Fucking Amadeus.
Oh yeah, Mozart.
Yeah. The GOAT.
Yes.
That's probably what he did. Bro.
He's literally the GOAT.
Like,
I don't think there's more of a GOAT than Mozart.
There is no bigger musician that could ever exist or have ever existed that would be better than freaking Mozart, bro.
Yeah.
The fact that his music is like medically proven to help people
it's got health benefits.
shows that you can't beat him, bro.
Babies always are recommended.
People learn the goddamn alphabet off of Mozart's freaking work, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat Mozart.
You can't. You heard that here first.
He might be God. I'm not
you can't beat Mozart. You can't.
I'd like to see someone attempt to, and maybe one day you could beat, like, you could beat a Kanye. Yeah. You could beat a Michael Jackson. You could even beat, like, even Bach is a really big one.
What about Elvis?
You can definitely beat Elvis.
Yeah, actually, I feel like Michael Jackson low-key did beat Elvis.
Michael Jackson 100% beat Elvis.
Because I hear way more Michael Jackson songs than I do Elvis songs.
There's no disrespect to Elvis because, say what you will about him stealing the culture or whatever, like, what he did with his career is huge. Yeah. So I give credit to that, but, like, Michael Jackson has definitely beat Elvis.
Yeah, like so many more Michael Jackson songs I hear on a daily basis.
Bad Bunny has beat Elvis at this point. I just creatively.
But it's also not fair because it's like nowadays, like so many people can make music, so it's like a much different scale nowadays.
I think it's actually harder because nowadays everyone can make music, so it's harder to be the biggest in a sea of tons of artists. Elvis.
That's actually a good point.
Had a smaller room to deal with.
That's actually a very good point. Yeah. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Like the smaller, the less amount of competition, the easier it is to.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why Apple. When I was talking about the other day with Apple buying out Beats, is to get rid of the competition. Yeah. Less people in the field means less options for people to go to. Just makes you look better. Huh. Yeah. See, would Elvis look as good if Justin Bieber was around? No.
You mean back in that day?
Yes. I'm telling you, no.
Yeah, I guess not.
No, Justin Bieber wins.
I was surprised to see that like Justin Bieber was still like one of the top Spotify artists. Like I feel like he doesn't drop things that regularly.
I feel like it's off of his old shit. I mean, there's still like the core Bieber fans that will die hard for any album, and he has a hit every now and then. Yeah. But I'm like so certain it's just because of his old shit.
He's still 8th in the world on Spotify.
That's also because I feel like pop is going through a weird transition right now where there's not that many pop artists, but the ones that are the biggest artists in the world. Yeah. Like Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish have joined that group of like, there's only like 10 pop artists, Doja Cat's in there, sort of, but like these 10 are
they're like
biggest artists in the world.
Yeah, they're like the 10. Yeah. Yeah. I do think right now we're
whereas I feel like other genres, there's tons of people in this genre, and only some of them are going to be considered pop artists.
I do feel like a few years ago, like the biggest stars were like Robert Downey Jr. and like Chris Evans, whereas right now, who's the biggest star right now?
And the only reason they were the biggest stars is because they were making the biggest movies.
Exactly. Wait, who's the biggest star right now?
They both kind of retired.
Who did we decide was number 1 on Spotify?
Timothy Chalamet. Oh, you mean artists in terms of music? I thought you just saw Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. I thought we were talking about movies now.
No, but I just wanted to, like, I was saying, like, who's the biggest artist in general? I was saying a few years ago. Music? I was saying a few years ago, I feel like in general, it was like actors, like Robert Downey Jr., but now I feel like it's more like musicians or something.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because
really? I disagree.
Babylon came out and like not that many people saw it, which we heard very good things for. Like, but it had like Brad Pitt and like all these people and stuff, right? Like, and then it just didn't get that much attention.
That's so because people don't. In terms of movies, I think people care less and less if you're a star. Yeah. I mean, shoot, Parasite did not have the biggest American stars. Right. A lot of Americans saw that movie.
The star mindset.
Star power is not a real thing in Hollywood
anymore. But with music, it still kind of is a little bit. Like Ariana Grande is still known for being, you know, like a superstar kind of.
Taylor fucking Swift.
Same as Harry Styles, like, you know, like who else? Drake. Oh, was it Taylor Swift that's number 1?
I'm guessing it's either Drake, Bad Bunny, or Taylor Swift. Those are the 3.
So Taylor Swift is 2nd. I think we decided that was not. Wait, was it like? I think it was somebody like we didn't expect.
And what do you consider as the biggest artist? Like the person with the most
I'm just going to the number streams? 1. I'm just putting the number 1 on Spotify. Bad Bunny is 10th.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I don't know how Spotify ranks.
Bad Bunny's huge.
Drake is 9th. See, that's much
what? Than I thought. So who's number 1?
It's probably. Didn't we just have like the Weeknd?
If it's Selena Gomez, I'm
gonna like the Weeknd or something.
Oh, the Weeknd makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Weeknd.
That makes sense.
It's the Weeknd. Yeah.
That makes fucking sense. The Weeknd is huge.
Yeah.
Is The Weeknd a pop artist? I feel like it's like an R&B.
I feel like he kind of started like his. I at least didn't really hear much like that when I first started hearing him. So I feel like he
had that ugly ass haircut.
I feel like he kind of created his own vibe.
Which
is what you should do as an artist.
I think every artist should do that, but then again, here's the struggle with artists though. If you have too much of your own vibe, how do you find your audience?
That's the thing. This is kind of what we talked about last time about supply and demand. Like, it's like, you can, like, in an ideal world, like, you can take all the resources, all the money you need, and just make whatever you want and not care who's watching it.
Yeah.
That's not the world we live in. You have to, like, appease to a certain degree.
If you're an artist as a career,
yes,
you need to appease to somebody.
Exactly.
Somebody needs to like your shit.
Exactly. And, you know, hopefully it's both. Hopefully you can appease yourself while appeasing others. And when you finally get that sort of mix, then you're good. Like, I'm excited because I feel like the songs that are about to be dropped by us, I feel like they appease us and they will appease other people. I
agree. I think people will enjoy what we've been working on all this time.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm also curious because leaving Saturn for me, like, as a project, is for people to listen to, yes, 100%, because I want people to understand what I was feeling and if they were feeling the same thing too.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's like more for me to release this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
I would say the same for me, honestly.
Because I feel like as an artist before, I used to be extremely superficial. Not extremely superficial, but I was superficial in the sense that, like, I was making art that seemed good on paper, but I didn't have an emotional response to.
Yes.
Right? This is the first art that I've made that I have an emotional response to.
Dude, I think we're in the same...
Maybe not the first, but it's definitely one of the first.
I think we're in a similar boat. Because, like, we started together.
Yeah, we did.
We did our first album together, and...
Creatively speaking, we started together.
Yeah, and I would say there were some songs on that we did... Like, we were vulnerable on some of those songs, like, you know, like Trail Mix and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But... there are other songs that we just kind of made for fun and, like, said lines that we just kind of thought were cool, but maybe didn't really speak to us or something.
Right.
Whereas now I find myself writing in my notes every single day because either it's like a poem that I'll just have to myself or it's something that I want to turn into a verse or a chorus later. Like, I can't stop doing it. And, like, I'll just, like, be listening to music and then I'll be like, okay, I'll just write to this, like, beat really quick. And then I'll, like, see what I can come up with if it's, like, a poem. And then when I, like, start, like, you know, singing into the mic later at night when we do it, like, I'll, like, start with the note, but then sort of just flow from there and see what I can come up with.
Honing yourself as an artist, I think that's very, very important.
This new song is I think it was just kind of, we were just freeballing it and just kind of...
This new song this new song was completely freeballed. I don't think you read a single thing because we kind of just came from one place and then just started working on it immediately.
Yeah,
and then
I might have touched up a verse here and there, but I think overall...
Definitely some touches, but I don't think a single part of this song you actually wrote down.
It's that raw emotion.
I think you actually freestyled like 90% of it.
It's that raw emotion.
Then I went back and wrote it. Yeah, man, raw emotion. Again, going back to that whole thing about like music and like raw emotion and like... I feel like some of the best songs are the ones with like the rawest, just like, it's just how you feel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If it's rage, if it's passion, if it's, you know, glee and euphoria, whatever you're feeling, if you can like get that across on a song, like, you win, man.
I like to think that music is people's inner soundtracks. So like the music somebody likes is what they're humming to themselves all the time. Because I feel like there's always a song in my head.
That is true.
There's always been a song in my head. Yeah.
Yes, this is so true.
So I feel like if somebody listens to heavy metal, I think their thoughts are like, I can't, da da da, you know. But then for me, like
or screamo, I guess.
Mine's more like, you know, I don't know. Mine's more. I don't even know how to describe what mine is, but we'll find out when my song drops. That'll explain it. Yeah,
I think it's not a bad thing to not know yet because you're still exploring yourself as a human being.
Right,
so
right.
That's good. I think the reason why I listen to a stupid amount of Drake, but it's because I feel like Drake's mindset is where my mindset's kind of at, where I feel like I'm like one of the greatest.
Yeah.
I super love myself, but my love comes originally from a place of like insecurity.
Right.
So I'm also kind of insecure.
Yeah.
I want to bring a lot back to where I come from. Like, there's a very similar, like, ideas.
Yes.
So, like, I just connect. I gravitate towards him the most.
Yeah. Reminds me of Destined, the song.
Destined?
Yeah, this wasn't luck, it was destined.
Oh, this wasn't luck, it was destined.
Bringing something back to the hometown.
That's from the east to the west. Don't forget that I'm a Yeah, that was, yeah. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah.
Drake would say shit like that.
Dude, but here's my thing. It's like, sometimes I feel like, why start, like, conversations with like, small talk when you can just jump to, like, what's your favorite song? Because then it's like, I feel like I can get more out of, like, how you really are or something.
I agree, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of bite.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me some bite.
Let me do my favorite thing and play devil's advocate here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not everyone deserves that information.
True.
I think that's why look, I think there's a healthy amount of small talk that everyone should have, because it's saying, hey, you can trust me. I'm opening myself up we're ramping this up. Because for me, and this is for some other people, you're not getting my favorite song. I'm not treating you with something that's personal to me out the gates.
Right.
I don't know you.
Fair enough. But here's what I'll say at the same time. Let me say this. Music is universal, right?
It is.
So although it might be your favorite song, it's probably a lot of people's favorite song. So in a way, yeah, it's personal, but it's also not personal. I mean, what is the first thing you do a lot of the times you go to a film class? You say, what's your favorite movie? You know what I'm saying?
Actually, oddly enough, a lot of filmmakers, all of my filmmaker friends and we rarely, I think, share our favorite movie.
Really?
Because it's such a difficult question to ask a filmmaker.
Yeah.
It's like, the fuck
that's,
you want me to
that's
say?
fair. I couldn't
There's like
actually,
30 movies that
I couldn't tell you my favorite song.
I think I can tell. I know movies that, like, someone could love. That's for sure.
I told you earlier that my favorite might be Baby Driver.
Yeah.
But also might be, like, The Incredibles. So
that's true.
I'm open with that. You know what I'm saying? Mm. I don't know. I just like that information. I feel like it's more, I don't know, it feels more.
No, it's great information. But again, not everyone has earned that information.
Yeah, so you're keeping it under lock and key is what you're saying.
Not that you're keeping it under lock and key, but you're not giving it to everybody. You know what I mean? This isn't a free handout for everyone to have. This is mine that with people that I feel like have deserved it, I will give it to them.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then there's some information that you feel like
you think it's an intimate thing to give somebody like a song?
I think out of all the things you could give, actually yes. I think it's less intimate to give a TV show than it is a song.
That you like.
Because again, we're just talking about songs are like the soundtracks of your life. There's stuff that you feel like you resonate with.
Right.
So if I'm giving you something that I feel like I resonate with, it's like I'm opening myself up to be either destroyed or to be
So you are saying in a
it.
way songs are more intimate.
Songs are very intimate. Songs are super
intimate. But can't movies and TV shows be intimate too?
They can, but I feel like songs are even more intimate because
they're in your head.
I feel like movies sometimes can be more objective. Music is like completely... What sounds good to you is subjective.
There's obviously some math baked in, because we know like Mozart obviously was doing something to make...
That's the thing. I don't know if Mozart did the math or if he's just a god. Because like the shit that he came up with, like yes, you can do your music theories and all of that shit on it, but do you really think he came up with half of music theory today when he was doing it?
Yeah.
No.
No. I wasn't saying yes. I was just understanding.
No, yeah, but I was agreeing. It's like no, like this guy was going off of. I mean, yes, some of it is a little bit of science. You know, what I mean, he knows that certain notes together, certain chords together, are going to give a certain expression. But a lot of it, like the uniqueness of it, comes from just a vibe.
Yeah.
From like raw, just.
That's what I'm saying. So enhance the vibe in every way possible of things in your daily life, and that's a good start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I said. You know, if you're bored one day, just find the best lighting in your apartment. I love that. It's so fun. Like, Sean has the colored lights. I'm like, ooh, Sean, can you put this color on today? Like, I'm feeling this mood.
You usually choose the same colors.
I usually choose the same colors. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But we have switched it up every now and then.
We switch it up every once in a while. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like, like purples and pinks.
Purples and pinks are nice, man. I've chosen a similar... color. I when I had my last apartment, I would use the same colors every day.
Yeah.
And that just became the
vibe.
The vibe of not only like just like me at night in a certain mood, but also like leaving Saturn.
What color?
That indigo blue and violet/purple.
Yes.
Those are the colors I feel when I think of leaving Saturn.
Your favorite color actually does kind of say a lot.
It does.
Because now I'm thinking about it in... No, I wasn't saying that those are your favorite colors. Okay. I'm just saying that now, like, I understand the vibe that you're going for in music when you tell me that you were, like, creating the songs to purple and blue lighting. Like, that makes 100% sense to me.
Right?
Yeah. And then, like, for me...
Kevin's read the project, so
you can understand, I think, that if I've had pink and purple lighting, what my song vibe is.
No, I can't see it.
You can't see it? You're joking, right?
I'm joking.
You're joking. That's what yeah. So it's like, wow, colors are kind of more interesting. Like, they're pretty interesting.
And these are completely different senses, right? Your sight and what you hear.
Yeah.
And sound.
Yeah.
But the two can be related because you make connections with certain colors and you make connections with certain sounds.
Yeah.
And if this connection is similar, the sound and the color will connect.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Of course, you want a perfect combo of sound and sight. Like, and that's why
movies are so... If you can get the style of a movie right, you're goated.
But I also love listening to songs and then just, like, setting the vibe, because then it's like... Then, like, my view that I have in the moment is cool, too. Does that make sense? It's almost like the same premise of watching a movie. But, like, we watch movies to see cool views and hear cool things, right? Mm-hmm. But what if I just, like, play cool things in my ears and then I, like, look at cool things? It's, like, it's similar stimulation is what I'm trying to say.
It's also that's me in reverse when I'm producing a lot, like, beats and stuff. Yeah. Like, I have cool lights to see cool things, and then I'll create cool sounds.
Right. So, but it's not that fun, right, being on, like, the computer screen and editing for hours. Like,
I disagree with you.
You like
it that? Depends on what you're doing. When I'm making music, it's so much fun to, like, hear something in my head and be like, all right.
The listening back is the best part, though. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Like, the listening back is the best part for me. Like, I like editing in the sense that I have control and I can edit my videos. I edit a video, like, yesterday.
Well, I guess music producing doesn't necessarily have to be editing all the time. I feel like you're making it as it goes.
That's true.
Like, for me, when I make the song, it's like painting.
Yeah.
So while you're painting, you see, like, a particular, like, curve of the paint, like fit in a perfect way. You're like, oh my god, yes, it's good, and, like, you just keep going.
I agree. I think this, like, writing for me, and then like singing or spinning in the mic has been, like, very, very satisfying in the sense of poetry or, like, painting or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've just been, like, writing my thoughts down throughout the day, trying to make them rhyme, and then seeing what I can come with on the fly, and then we can adjust the beat if we need to. Be like, ooh, let's add, like, this sound effect here, let's add that there. And I feel like we're good at, like, at seeing the vision in each other's art. And we
are good at that.
Yeah, and so then I'm so pumped.
Especially because we go off of, because some creatives, there's all kinds of different types of creatives, but, like, we're the types of creatives that really go off of, like, feeling and intention. Like, this particular combination of things. Because we'll have a certain feeling that we want to land, so we'll lean towards that, and then we'll lean towards the intention. And I feel like it comes across.
I think so too. I'm super excited. I'm very excited for this, man. It's going to be
very excited. Awesome. Should be a very interesting next couple of weeks.
It's going to be busy because we've been getting to work on this stuff.
Yeah, we've been running around just trying to get stuff together, trying to get some promotional stuff together. It's looking really exciting. Yeah, we should be like.
It's going to be good to go. It's going to be exciting next few weeks. I guess.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Continue your thought.
I was gonna say, I guess we'll have another podcast before either of them drop, but then
we will. So we'll talk more about our projects as we're going. But I just realized I saw a new movie.
Oh yeah,
I wanted to discuss really quickly. So I saw Glass, which is again It's not a new movie in terms of it just came out or I saw it for the first time, but it's a new movie in terms of just like I saw it again recently, and the last time I saw it was in a theater. So, years ago now. Yeah. And before I watched it, I used to think that Glass was my favorite of the three. Because I always said I saw Unbreakable, I saw Split, to see Glass. I thought Glass is like the creme de la creme. Yeah. But now, watching it back...
It's not.
It is and it's not. It's like, how can I explain this?
Well, to me, I joined you for like the first like hour maybe, or first half or something, first 30 minutes maybe. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, I was like, this is taking so long to set up. Like I've already seen both movies. Like how long could this possibly take? I remember
both of the other movies are slow burns.
Yeah, but I remember maybe if I watched Unbreakable back, I would also be like, it's a slow burn. But I remember like really enjoying that slow burn. Whereas this one, I was like, I get it. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I get the point. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it was just me.
You know what I felt like is I feel like Glass perfectly replicates M. Night Shyamalan as a creative. Where his high points are extremely fucking high. I think the highs in Glass as a movie are way better than Unbreakable, way better than Split. Like, I feel more.
Yeah.
But the lows of Glass are way lower than Unbreakable and way lower than Split.
You know, at least he swings.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not mad at him for at least trying. He's just trying. As a creative, all you can do is just do.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't blame him for that. But just for what it is, I feel like parts of Glass are better than Split, but I feel like Split's more consistent with how good it is. So now in my ranking, it's Split, Glass, Unbreakable. All these movies are great, but like,
wow, that's wild to me. For me, again, I haven't seen Mr. Glass in its full, so I can't even judge it. But so take this with a huge grain of salt, because I don't want to actually, put a list like online if I haven't seen all.
Here's the official Kevin.
From what I could tell, with the first 30 minutes of Glass, I would have to put it at the bottom for me, just because I was so bored in the beginning, and I don't remember Split.
You didn't like the first act?
I was bored. I was like, I don't know why.
I feel like the first act of the two strongest characters coming head to head is so exciting.
It was kind of cool, but like, I don't know. I don't think I wanted Unbreakable as like a cinematic universe. I like loved that movie.
But that's also the point of this movie. I feel like this movie is like hyper aware of itself, of like making a universe of something that isn't supposed to be a universe. It's joking on that whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's
like, this is the point of the story. I don't want to spoil anything about Glass, but I will say this. I know I just ranked them, but really I see all three of them as one large movie.
Really?
Because it has this one overarching theme that I think is so good in this trilogy.
Yeah.
That society tries so hard, and I don't know if it's intentional or unintentional, or this is just how we're always meant to be as humanity, but society tries so hard to make you believe you are nothing important. You are not special.
Yeah.
You are not... There's nothing special about you. You fit into this gray mold, and that's all you'll ever be for the rest of your life.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Exactly. I'm not going to continue with whatever he was trying to tell me. Anyway, but these movies together are trying to say that, look, you are special. And the only way to fully realize that potential is you believing in yourself.
It's true. I like that message.
So, and they do it in all kind of factions where I feel like David Dunn character, the guy from Unbreakable, he does it in a way of like he believes himself that he could do more than what he already does.
Yeah.
And then there's ways like the character from Split, Kevin Wendell Crumb, where it's in an unhealthy and in an insanity way, where he believes in himself, but it's to a detriment to society. He's actually dangerous because he believes in himself so much.
Right.
And they explore it in so many different ways. Like, I think the theme of the Unbreakable trilogy, I don't know how to... It's not really a trilogy either.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Unbreakable trilogy is so strong, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Maybe I will have to give Glass a full watch sometime.
Especially, there's two parts to the third act. The beginning of the third act, I think you'd love. I don't know how you can't love it.
Okay.
It's so exciting.
Okay, word.
I'll try. The second half is... It's a movie of what it is, so take it as it is. But
all right, yeah. Maybe I'll give it a full watch sometime when I have the... when I have the time.
You have the time.
Yeah. I feel like these days have been pretty packed, but in a good way.
They have been packed in a good way.
I feel busy.
We've been keeping busy, just creatively, just doing something new. Creating every day is it's not new, but it feels good.
It feels good, man. It feels great. I feel like it's the way to stay at the top of your game.
And that's also a good sign about what are you meant to do? Because I think when something clicks for you that feels good, that means you're probably somewhere in the right place. You're on the right mark.
I think so too. Yeah.
Well, I recommend that for everybody, just as a life lesson. If you find something that you do genuinely love, you just try to find a way to incorporate that or include that into your life.
I think so too, for sure. Yeah.
Creating every day and like feeling good about it tells me that I am meant to be an artist. And I'm going to continue doing that.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. I like this writing. I don't know what it's gonna, exactly end up in, but it's definitely like a good outlet, and it's fun, and I enjoy it, and I like dancing a lot too now.
This guy dances every day, man.
I love dancing.
I get tired. This guy will never get tired. I feel like I could take you to a 24-hour dance party and you wouldn't stop. You might die by the end of it, but you keep going.
It's great exercise. It's fun. It's a good time. You know what I'm saying?
No alcohol required.
I highly recommend dancing.
Although it could be helpful.
Yeah. Dancing is really fun. I'll do it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a good time.
Yeah, no, dancing is like super. It's a lot of fun, and like it allows you to like. I feel like dancing is almost like a drug in the sense that it like loosens you up.
It loosens you up, and it's also I feel like you can like communicate through dance. I know it sounds weird.
What does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
I feel like you know how I'm like very like everybody's told me like throughout my life that I move my hands a lot.
Yeah, it's because you're Italian.
Maybe, but like for me, it's like I just am expressive like that. So when I dance, it's like I'm just doing that to like a bigger, more theatrical extent. You know what I'm saying?
You're just taking what you already are and just putting a beat behind it. I'm
just putting a beat behind it. Exactly. It's really fun. I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Dancing is very important. Art is very important. It can be dangerous though. You know what I mean? Because we talked about this already multiple times, but art is very difficult to turn into a career because you want to do everything like almost spiritually in a sense where you're just following what feels right, but you also have to somehow turn it into
profit.
Yes, so you can live off of it. You know,
we talked about this the other day too. I think
we talk about this every single day.
It's like how do we transition towards becoming profitable to a certain degree, and it's like
and that means just like what we were talking about earlier, like you might have to not sell out, but
that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't
have to sell out a little bit.
I think for you and me, we're so into just like the feeling of the art that it's hard for us to get in the mindset of
the business.
Yeah. But we've been better at it like recently.
I think we've been a lot better at it recently. Yeah. I think we're ready to fully transition into it.
To survive. Like it's to be able to stay out here. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to continue doing what you want to do, you might have to do a couple things that you don't want to do.
Exactly.
That's just how the world works.
And then it's a balance. It's like, how do you not get off track? How do you stay on track while still doing what you want to do and all that stuff?
What direction are you headed in?
Yeah.
No, we're getting a lot better at that. And I think with the release of some of these current projects that we're working on, we're starting like, this is the start of the journey for like art as a lifestyle.
Yes. I agree.
So,
because there's something every day, like throughout the day.
And I'm feeling so good about this art that I've been making, man.
Yes,
like, it's genuinely so good,
dude.
And I know that it's good because I feel something,
dude. Same. That's what I'm talking about. That I feel the same way, and I feel like it's because we got this mojo going.
That's why I don't even like. That's why in music wise, I rarely ever hate a song or hate something because as long as I got like an emotional reaction from it, even if it's bad, like. It's good. It's good work. It's good art.
Yeah, I respect art in that way. It's like, it doesn't have to give you a positive feeling. It could be any feeling at all. Yeah, it's to embrace the emotion, right?
Yeah.
Sweet emotion.
Exactly.
Sweet
It's
emotion.
when you don't feel anything, the art is trash. If you feel nothing watching something or listening to something or whatever, it's like, wow. This is bad.
Yeah.
this is horrible art.
That would be kind of lame if you just like watch. I guess
it's not just lame.
Well, you know what?
Bad.
Though? You know what?
It's genuinely bad art.
Some people like react to different art differently. Like some people really can't. I have a few friends that like cannot watch movies. Like they just can't do it. Like they can't. Like so they're not getting anything out of it emotionally. But it's also because they're not.
That's different. They're not consuming it. I'm saying if someone consumes it and it feels like nothing, then that's bad art.
Right. I guess you're right. If they watch it and they still hate it, they're still getting something.
That's the thing. If you watch it and hate it, like you had a response to it, and maybe you'll never watch it again. But at least like you responded to it. That's why as a creative, like if someone hates my art,
you're honored.
I'm honored. I appreciate it because like the fact that I could get your brain. Yeah. You said I made something in my brain, made it, and I put it in your brain, and your brain's like, yo, this shit is garbage. Yeah. The fact that I could get you to chemically have a response like that,
it's cool.
That's dope as that's power, you know
that's
what I mean?
Why I love just having like the earbuds in and just like playing songs. I'm like, I feel like this is from somebody's brain to mine. Like,
exactly. Someone made this and then put it in your brain.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's so fucking... I'm glad like humans are such a communicative species.
I think so too.
I'd be jealous if I was like a frog or some shit and I couldn't like experience other frog people's art.
But you don't know. Maybe frogs have their own fantastic way of communicating. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they have their own lily pads that they paint with like acrylic every like Tuesday or something like that.
I don't even know fucking acrylic. See, here's the thing. Like, I know, I'm like there are other creatures out there that are similar in intelligence or do their own type of way of intelligence where they can communicate like and then they can create art. Yeah, like dolphins or I think koalas as well.
I don't know.
I might have got that from a movie or something.
I have no idea.
But humans are so special is that we can like explicitly communicate. We're designed to communicate.
Yeah.
So because of this design, we can create things from our little mushy like muscles that we call brain.
Yeah. And
then give it to another person's brain.
It's pretty wild. I just noticed like people think in like different ways. I know it sounds obvious, but it's like the like internal like thoughts cycle that we have. It's kind of different for everyone. Yeah. Like what do you worry about first? What do you get excited about first? What can trump this concern more than the other concern?
I mean, we're all just different combinations of humans. You know what I mean? Like, we have different upbringings. We have different genetics. We have different experiences. And all these three different things create different connections in the brain.
Yeah.
So we all experience things differently.
Yeah.
So the fact that we can receive something from someone else and then create some kind of judgment or effect on it and then like communicate it back, it's crazy.
Yeah. I think if you back to the Beginnings End album, this is a good quote from Jacob.
From the album?
Jacob Lou. Yeah, his
English
Lou. He said, "Life is the same thing we're viewing together as one, but we're all looking through different lenses."
Say that again.
Life is the same thing we're viewing together as one, but we're all looking through different lenses. That's what it is.
Life is reviewing together.
No, life is the same thing we're viewing together as one, but we're all looking through different lenses.
Life is the same thing we're viewing as one, but we're all looking through different lenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. We all see it differently, especially people that are like, you know, need glasses and shit. They literally see it through a different lens.
Literally.
No, that's literally.
Or a different film lens.
Yeah, whatever lens you're looking at, man. I gotta get a viewfinder.
That's a good quote. Jacobus.
That's a good quote. Shout out to Jacobus. He's the man. We gotta make more music with him at some point.
Definitely.
Gotta get him back into the stew and do some shit.
Yes.
You know? More projects, more art.
On the way. Always on the way.
Always on the way. Thank you to anyone that's been listening to our bullshit.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, has been consuming our art and has either enjoyed it or hated it. Again, if you hate my art,
if it elicits a response,
I love you for that.
Yeah.
The fact that I can even get a response. Now, for those of you that didn't get any response from my art, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie. I feel a little bit of pain, and I feel like I gotta like maybe switch careers or something. But
no. You just gotta go with the flow.
You just gotta keep going. Gotta keep trying. Gotta keep feeling, I guess. But it's just like, you know, it hurts if someone does not feel something. But for those of you that have felt something, no matter what it is, I appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate you. And yeah, you know, I do love hearing people's responses because I know sometimes a lot of big artists they get overwhelmed and they just have to like stop reading reviews and stuff like that. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you like genuinely just when you make something that's like really meaningful to yourself and somebody comes up to you and says like, I heard you, like I understand what you're saying. It's like that's so rewarding. It's like, oh my gosh, yes, like there's other people like me. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like almost like a sense of validation.
It does, and it's like weird that's what a lot of artists search for, but it makes a lot of sense. It's like we're all, you know, there was this one like really good song about it. I can't remember, but it's like we're all looking for somebody that thinks like us. Why wouldn't you look for somebody that thinks like you? You know what I'm saying? Because you can stay on the same page. You can easily communicate with one another. And
it's weird. We're all really looking just for a community. That is so weird.
Yeah.
That is so very, very... Especially in a world now where, like, I feel like it's more easier than ever to be unique as a person. Because everything's just designed for whatever you like.
Yeah.
It's nice to find a little community out there.
Sometimes it's harder because...
it's definitely harder.
Yeah, because there's so many other options. Like, you know, it is... I know a lot of people do have the issue where they are, like, on their phone all day. Like, you know, and they...
Yeah. And also it's just like...
I'm not judging them for that. It's just, like, that's the world we live in.
And it's designed so that you can just keep consuming off of it. But I think the part that kind of makes me upset, and it's weird because I also hate pop culture.
Yeah.
But, like... I do love pop culture for the sense that we all can feel something together and we can talk and discuss it amongst each other.
Yes.
We're getting into a world where you have your own pop culture sect, where this is all you watch and listen to, and you're not really seeing the rest of the world for what it is.
So true.
Like, I was trying to find Velma, and, like, they wouldn't promote it to me. For whatever the reason was.
What do you mean? Like, you Googled it and you still couldn't find where to watch it?
I went to HBO Max, and it was not the first thing on HBO Max.
Oh.
And it's because, I guess they assumed I'm not in the demographic for people that would watch Velma, and they're partially right, but, like, you don't know me like that. Right. I might want to watch Velma. It happens to me a lot where, like, there are things of art that because I'm not in a demographic, they'll never show me a trailer. They'll never show me anything. They'll just assume, oh, go fuck yourself. You don't,
in that sense, it's kind of understandable. Like the people that like really freak out about like sharing their data, because like they don't want to be like shown. Like if they were talking about, I don't know, like Gucci earlier that day, they don't want to be advertised like a Gucci product on their Instagram. They'd be like, what? Because that's happened to me before. You know, I like say something and then I go on Instagram and it's like advertised to me, and I'm like, kind of sus.
Yeah, I remember I watched the Megalodon. It's the shark movie that's not Jaws.
Okay.
With Jason Statham. I watched that like at Emmy's place.
Yeah.
I left, went home, and it was already on my YouTube reviews.
See, that's what
Megalodon.
It's like funny, I get it, but at the same time, yeah, it's just a balance, man.
I think it's because I like hooked onto their Wi-Fi and they're connecting it through that. Like, if you're on the Wi-Fi, you must have seen this movie with this person.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I did want to watch a review of... I want to see other people talk about this movie because I just saw the movie.
So it was convenient. Sometimes we do want the reminders. We do want the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it's a double-edged sword because... Yes, I agree. I don't want to be tracked 24/7, knowing everything about me. You know, you want to guard your information.
Right.
But it's like, look, they're going to hit you with bullshit regardless. Would you rather have bullshit that's tailored to you, or would you rather have just random bullshit?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah. I think that's a good way to say it.
So, I mean, guard your information where it's most important, right? Yeah. Bank account statements and all that information and subscriptions, I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Specialized ads, I don't think are very important. I also would like ads that aren't specialized to me. You know what I mean? Let me just see the world.
Well, maybe now that you asked for it, like they'll be like more random.
Yeah, yo, Echo, stop giving me specialized ads.
She just didn't say anything. She knew.
She heard me.
Yeah,
she knows what I said.
Anyway, wow. I think that was yeah, I think that was
we're already in?
Yeah, I mean it's
story about that Tom.
It's about
Brady?
that time, I think, yeah.
Dang.
That was a good episode.
That was pretty solid. I felt very good about it.
Get some like art talking.
I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I like these art conversations.
I do too.
We said in the last episode we're gonna have a bullshit episode.
We did?
Yeah.
That's what we should do for that. What is a bullshit episode?
A bullshit episode is just like not deep shit. You know what I mean?
But us not deep shit. I guess we could just talk about the weather. All right, next episode we're talking about the weather. Talking
about weather and like I don't know, upcoming movies and music and comics and shit.
It actually is starting to. Starbound is interesting because I feel like it used to be like the constant in our week, but now it's like, oh yeah, Starbound today.
I still feel like it's a constant. Like
that's true.
I know today's Thursday because it's a habit. It's habitual, but I'm not thinking about it.
Before it was like I feel like the week would build up to Starbound, but now it's like, oh yeah, Starbound is today.
Yeah,
it's like a different mindset.
It is definitely a different mindset. It's gone from like we're working up to doing Starbound to just like it's just a habit. Like we just come here and we talk.
Which is good. I mean, we're on episode 19, so it's a consistent thing. We're going strong.
It's true, man. We're trying to do something special for 20, man. Yeah, we've been going along. Is that 20 weeks? 21 weeks, because we missed a week.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but we've done it for 20 weeks, so it's still a celebration of... We've done it 20 times.
Oh, yes.
So we should celebrate 20 as 20.
20 weeks.
2020 vision.
You got that 2020 vision. Some.
I've been such a rebel ever since an adolescent.
This guy knows my lyrics better than I do.
Hey, gotta know
the lyrics. Hey, you're messing up the lyrics.
Hey, I'm not messing up the lyrics. I know the lyrics.
That's true.
All right. Well,
anyway, I guess we'll say goodbye now.
I guess so.
It's been your host, King Kudjo.
Yep, and Cough Drippy.
And 2 Chainz.
Peace.